Go.
Good morning. As you just heard, we are Team Lean on Black. My name is Marcia, and I'll be doing D and DMAIC here, our project charter. We have our problem statement. We came up with a goal statement after working through everything. Our business case. We start with the requester inquiries. We end with requester and supplier getting their POs. In scope is finding forms, submitting forms, policy compliance. Out of scope is everybody else's approval process. That's not part of what we do. We hand it off and we get it back. Here's our metrics. We're at 80% compliance. We'd like to be at 100. Might never happen. We'll aim for 95 and see how we go. We came up with a voice of the customer from our pain points. This takes too long. I don't understand how to do this. It's always different. What's a covered service anyway? I always have to read the forms, and these requests are always submitted late.
Marcia, we've got plenty of time. Would you read our problem statement?
I will.
Yeah.
The contracting out for covered services handles approximately 1,000 purchase orders per year. The current process causes frustration for customers and staff and achieves only an 80% compliance with policy 5402, which we became very familiar with.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Chris. I'm a process improvement facilitator for a government-funded health plan, and I'll walk us through our process map here. Use our timer. There we go. First thing to look through is our sort of yellow and orange stickies. We'll take you through the general flow here. So we have a requesting department on campus, and they want to get a service done. First thing you need to do is check, do we have on-campus resources that can do that service? If not, then we're going to submit a COR form, and then it moves to labor relations, and labor relations reviews the COR. And they're asking a couple questions here. Do I need more clarity? If so, I'm going to ask the submitter. And does it exceed 100K? If yes, then we're going to send notice to our employee union. Ultimately, the labor relations approves the COR form, and it goes back to the submitter, and they submit a requisition. And then the receiver of that requisition is the professional buyer. They're going to review the requisition, and they're going to ask two questions. Is there a WBP on file? This is about wage parity. If yes, it'll move on. If no, we're going to work with the supplier to get one on file. And is it above a certain dollar threshold? If so, then we need to get our supervisor involved. Ultimately, that professional buyer is going to issue a purchase order, which is then sent both to the requester and the service provider, and they can coordinate to schedule work. So one other lens to look through at this are the systems involved, and those are across the top. Email is used throughout the process to communicate the status of these forms, but we also have Koali Build that starts the process here, and we switch to Oracle at this place, and the last system that we have is Smartsheet. There's another lens to look at through here. For our problem gap, which is compliance, the places in green are where we have our compliance checkpoints, and our top drivers for compliance happen here. This is our top driver approving the COR. Second place is receiving notice if something's over 100K. And the third place is, do we have a WBP on file? So those are chosen as priorities to focus for driving compliance. And then last layer is the pink. You'll notice the pink stars, they represent a friction point or a gap in the process. And you'll see there, a lot of them are accumulated at the requesting department level. And so we really sought to ask, what is it about the process that we gave to the requesting department that makes it so hard for them to do it right? And we'll talk to you about those gaps in just a moment. I'm going to pass it on.
Thank you, Chris. My name is Tanya. I'm a trainer in Contracting Grant Office here at UC San Diego. So we're just talking about prioritized problems. So one thing is requesting department bypass process and the why, we're not sure yet. Then we're talking about requesting department makes COR defects and the whys there. Thank you. Unclear requirements, whys there, covered services, definition unclear is the root cause. Where to get information, also unclear is the root cause. Requesting department does not attach COR to the requisition. Why they're possible to submit without COR is another root cause that we're talking about. And then I'm going to go ahead and pass that on.
Thank you, Tanya. I'm Amanda. I work at UCLA in process improvement. I'm very excited to play with you guys today. So let's get into like the solutions, because that's the exciting part of this. We identified that the covered species definition is, sorry, I worked with animals in the past. Covered services definition is unclear. Wow, same terminology. And while we did look at the website and see that the information is there, what we were considering is if maybe we enhance that awareness through maybe a 2-minute or less type of video. We understand how people are learning today, and reading through pages and pages of information might not be the way to get that message out. So if we could package the education part into a quick learning video, maybe enhance that web content and make that information a little bit more readily available and accessible. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. And then one other area that we identified was try to list only the covered services with the approved WBPs into the system. And by having an other option, that would trigger the IPPS approval process at the front end. If we were to design the video, we hope this increases clarity. Through the improved web content, we hope this improves that accessibility for our submitter. And then we also hope by embedding this kind of control piece here, it'll reduce the defects on the downflow on the process map. So we were very impressed by the pro map that did display the process on the website. I thought that was great. I will say I'm not a pro map expert, so if I didn't know to click on these boxes, I might not know there's more detail in there. I might not also notice there's another tab up here that says process, and I might not click on that. And then once I do, I might not want to read through the Bible of words to get to my outcome. Just being very honest in how I use my time. And so our suggestion is to maybe embed the video, keep your map, because obviously there's people that know how to utilize those tools, but maybe integrate the steps in a step 1, 2, 3 type of, real visual, easy to look at type of process. Going towards the requisition form, as Christopher mentioned, we're jumping systems. Our map is left, it's on the back. So we were envisioning requisition form submission without, to address the requisition submission without the COR form. We would initiate this Oracle request form from Quali. And we do understand there is an integration that's possible there so that we don't have to jump the systems. We would require the COR in Oracle. And if we did these, we would get decreased loss of data and reduce the rework at the end. And so right now, to display this, we're working in 2 different systems, and we're suggesting you marry these and make them friends. All right.
Okay. And now we're to control. And what we want to control, we want to check the output, where our stars left, sorry, of the labor relations approves the COR step. Possibly we could insert AI here to do the approval. And we want to check if WBP is on file. We could enable that in Quali and in Oracle link the marriage, or maybe that's an AI assistance. Who would do this? Campus compliance would do this one daily until the end of the quarter. We want to check and make sure everything's working right. Who would do this one is a professional buyer, and the same thing till the end of the quarter, and then we can reevaluate. Is it working? Yes, it is. Okay, and we can space out the checks, or it's not working and we need to tweak it a little bit. That's it.
Team Lean on Black, thank you very much.
Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much.